This is a presentation of the Moldy Cheese family of networks.
Hey guys, it is a beautiful day on the Moldy Cheese Baseball Network for a little All-Star Game baseball. We are at the Mid-Season Classic in our Minnesota Twins franchise for year number 4. Let's take a look at your 2019 American League All-Stars. First off, from the Boston Red Sox, your starting pitcher will be David Price. He has a 2.62 ERA. Other pitchers for the American League include the White Sox, Chris Sale, a 3.14 ERA. The Yankees, Masahiro Tanaka, a 2.63 ERA. He's 8-7 in 20 starts. Danny Salazar from the Cleveland Indians, a 2.36 ERA. He's 10-6 on the season. Chris Tillman from the Baltimore Orioles, a 2.16 ERA, leads the American League in earned run average. Closing pitcher from the Toronto Blue Jays, Jeurys Familia, 2.51 ERA and 28 saves. Will Harris, relief pitcher from the Houston Astros, a 0.23 ERA. Arodys Vizcaíno from the New York Yankees, former Minnesota Twin, has 22 saves for the Yankees. And from the Minnesota Twins, Kevin Segrist, a closer, 24 saves on the year, a 2.41 ERA. From the Chicago White Sox, David Robertson, a 2.53 ERA, 25 saves for him. Closing pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, Wade Davis, 2.10 ERA and 26 saves. And the closing pitcher from the Houston Astros, Jake McGee, former Twin as well, a 2.18 ERA with 21 saves. Now the position players from the Los Angeles Angels, second baseman Jose Altuve, batting .277 with 12 home runs. Shortstop from the Boston Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts, a .326 hitter with 14 home runs, 55 RBIs. From the Cleveland Indians, Michael Brantley, .344 average, 16 home runs, 58 driven in. Justin Upton from the Detroit Tigers, .293 average with 20 home runs and 65 RBIs. Mookie Betts from the Red Sox, .284 average with 15 home runs, 58 driven in. And a first baseman from the Kansas City Royals, Eric Hosmer, .364 average, 18 home runs, 58 RBIs. Behind the plate also from the Kansas City Royals is Salvador Perez, .266 hitter with 10 home runs, 47 RBIs. Third baseman Todd Frazier leads the American League in home runs with 29 and a .281 hitter. Center fielder from the Red Sox, A.J. Pollock, .255 hitter, 47 RBIs and 11 home runs. Behind the plate, catcher Stephen Vogt, .268 average, 16 home runs, 41 driven in. From the Detroit Tigers, catcher Brian McCann, .246 hitter, with 7 home runs and 31 RBIs. First baseman from the Texas Rangers, Big Sexy Jr., Vinny Varquette, .291 hitter, 14 home runs, 51 RBIs. From the Seattle Mariners, second baseman Neil Walker, .286 hitter, 14 home runs, 40 RBIs. From the Minnesota Twins, Miguel Sano, .274 hitter, 27 home runs and 57 RBIs. So we have 2 All-Stars from the Twins. From the Tampa Bay Rays, Brad Miller, .254 hitter, 11 home runs, 37 RBIs, a shortstop. Third baseman from the Blue Jays, Josh Donaldson, the bringer of rain, .307 average, 27 home runs, 68 RBIs. From the Tigers, first baseman Miguel Cabrera, Miggy, batting .337 with 25 home runs and 72 ribbies. From the White Sox, Adam Eaton, .335 hitter with 13 home runs, 45 RBIs. Lorenzo Cain, center fielder from the Detroit Tigers, .297 hitter with 7 home runs and 44 RBIs. And finally, from the Los Angeles Angels, center fielder Mike Trout, .271 with 19 home runs and 54 RBIs. Let's get the 2019 All-Star Game started.
Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special coverage of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game here on MLB Network. right-hander from New York
We
State.
are at SunTrust Park in Atlanta, Georgia for the All-Star Game. Starting pitcher for the National League, Patrick Corbin from the San Francisco Giants. He's 14-2 with a 2.53 ERA. And the starting pitcher for the American League will be David Price, who's 14-3 with a 2.62 ERA and a 1.03 whip. 126 strikeouts to 33 walks. We'll get the action started here in inning number 2 with the Los Angeles Angels. Jose Altuve batting .277 with 12 home runs. Runners on the corners, and Altuve delivers a base hit into center field in front of Yoenis Cespedes, and the American League jumps out to a 1-0 lead. In the middle of the second, bottom of the second inning, the Giants, Manny Machado, .294 hitter, on an 0-2 count from David Price. And Machado swings through the fastball. David Price gets the strikeout. And at the end of the second, it's still a 1-0 American League lead. Third inning.
Your attention, please.
Chris Sale on to pitch now for the American League from the Chicago White Sox. And he will face the Diamondbacks' Paul Goldschmidt, who's batting .322 with 24 home runs. 2-2 count. Goldschmidt drives it to right center field. That one is back at the track, and it is off the base of the wall. A run will come in to score. And Paul Goldschmidt ties the game up at 1 apiece with an RBI double. Arodys Vizcaíno in now from the New York Yankees for the American League. He's facing the Dodgers' J.D. Martinez. 3-2 count with a runner on second, and Arodys Vizcaíno gets Martinez to strike out on a slider. Down and away at the end of the third. The AL and the NL are all tied up at 1 apiece. To the fourth inning we go. Minnesota Twins, Kevin Segrist on to face a couple of lefties here. Starting with Corey Seager from the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Seager drives one to the opposite field. That one's got a chance. It's back at the wall, and it's going to sneak out of here. A solo home run for Corey Seager. And Kevin Segrist, our closer on our Minnesota Twins team, gives up the lead to the National League with a solo home run off the bat of their shortstop, Corey Seager. Next up, Freddie Freeman. And Freeman flies to center field, where the catch is made by A.J. Pollock. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Kevin Segrist pitching. We're going to get all of Kevin Segrist's all-star action in here. Facing Manny Machado on an 0-2 count with 2 outs, and Machado lines it up the middle for a base hit. And Machado's on first for the National League, and that will be the end of the day for our Kevin Segrist, as the AL brings in Danny Salazar with the runner on first, stealing. Salvador Perez throws him out to end the inning. We go to the fifth. It's 2-1 National League. Johnny Cueto from the San Francisco Giants. An 8-5 record, a 2.47 ERA. And I don't know why we showed that, because now we've got Danny Salazar pitching to Jason Hayward. So just so you know, Johnny Cueto was in the ballgame. Jason Hayward grounds out to first off of Danny Salazar. At the end of the fifth inning, it's 4-1 in favor of the National League. Here is Adam Conley from the Miami Marlins. Adam Conley, 10-4. He's facing Mookie Betts for the American League on an 0-2 count with 2 outs and nobody on. Adam Conley gets Mookie Betts to strike out swinging, and it is still 4-1 National League with the lead in the middle of the sixth. Adam Conley from the Marlins. Masahiro Tanaka from the Yankees in now at 2.63 ERA. He is facing the Giants' Manny Machado. He's had a lot of run here in the All-Star Game. 294 average, 21 home runs on an 0-2 count for Masahiro Tanaka. And Manny Machado strikes out again to end the sixth inning. National League still on top, 4-1. We move now to inning number 7. Here at SunTrust Park, the Houston Astros' Jake McGee, former Twins closer, 2.18 ERA. He's facing the Nationals' Bryce Harper at bottom of the seventh. 2 outs and 0-2 count, and Bryce Harper swings and misses at the high fastball. And that ends the National League 7th inning. It's 4-1. NL with the lead. We go to the 8th inning. In the 8th, Zach Britton from the New York Mets on to pitch, 2.38 ERA. Facing the bringer of rain, Josh Donaldson, a 307 hitter, 27 home runs. With a runner on first, and Josh Donaldson's going to get a hold of this one, drive it to the left center field gap, and that one is gone. A home run for Josh Donaldson, and that cuts the NL's lead down to 1. The score is now 4-3. Josh Donaldson off of Zach Britton. And the AL still in the ballgame. Chance to get home field advantage in the World Series. Unfortunately, it will not affect our Minnesota Twins.
Number 56.
Hector Rondon from the Chicago Cubs in now, a 1.49 ERA in 36 and a third innings. He's going to face pinch hitter from the LA Angels, Mike Trout. In the 8th inning, on an 0-2 count, Mike Trout tries to check his swing, can't do it. And he strikes out Hector Rondon, gets the National League out of the inning. It's 4-3, NL All-Stars with the lead as we head to the 9th inning. In the 9th, Pirates pitcher Mark Melancon on to try to save the game for the National League, facing Big Sexy Jr. Vinny Varquette from the Texas Rangers. On a 2-2 count with nobody out and nobody on, Vinny Varquette lines one into the right center field gap. Varquette on his horse, it's a slow horse, slides into second base unnecessarily, and it's a leadoff double. Next up is the Detroit Tigers catcher Brian McCann, still facing Melancon, and Brian McCann draws the walk from Mark Melancon, and that brings the go-ahead run to first. Miguel Sano, our very own Minnesota Twins, Miguel Sano with a chance for some heroics. We'll get his hole at bat in here. He takes the first pitch for strike one, second pitch down and in for a ball from Mark Melancon. A home run here would give the American League the lead, and third pitch is fouled off, out of play, 1-2 count. Here's the delivery just outside. 2-2 count to Miguel Sano. Melancon on the hill. Here's the delivery, and Sano swings over the top of an 82-mile-an-hour changeup, down and in. And so no heroics this year from our Minnesota Twins in the All-Star game. Last year, Luis Valbuena hit an All-Star game home run. Last chance for the American League, Neil Walker. And Neil Walker swings and misses. Mark Melancon gets the save, and the National League earns home field in the World Series this year. With the victory, D. Gordon is your All-Star Game MVP, 2 for 3 with a double and a single. And Josh Donaldson for the American League went 1 for 2 with a home run. Todd Frazier 1 for 2 with a double. Jose Altuve 2 for 3 with an RBI. Corey Seager hit a home run for the NL. Paul Goldschmidt was 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. He would have gotten my vote for the NL, or for the All-Star Game MVP, that is. So let's take a look, now that we're at the All-Star break, at where our team stands statistic-wise. Batting average, we are 9th with a team 267 batting average. Mario Calero is our leader at 317. Runs scored, we are 27th in baseball with 342 runs scored. Miguel Sano leads with 53 runs scored. Doubles, we are middle of the pack, 16th with 160 doubles. Mario Calero is our leader there with 21. Miguel Sano has 20, and Rosario has 18. In triples, we are tied for 21st with 17. Jace Peterson has 4. Eddie Rosario has 3. And Justin Bour has 2 for the Twins. Home runs, we are 22nd in the major leagues with 98 home runs. Miguel Sano, our leader, with 27. Jace Peterson second with 14. Will Myers with 11. RBIs, we are 28th in baseball with 330 runs batted in. Miguel Sano leads the team with 57. Eddie Rosario with 38. Jace Peterson with 37. Stolen bases, we're dead last in baseball. We're struggling in the running game very badly. Byron Buxton is our leader with just 5 stolen bases. Herbert De La Rosa with 4 and Raimel Tapia with 1. Stolen base percentage tells the whole story of why we are awful at stealing bases. We're dead last with a 48.5% stolen base rate. And strikeouts, from a batting perspective, we are 20th with 786 strikeouts on the season. So we're striking out more than the average team. Unfortunately, errors, we are dead last in baseball with 56 errors. Just ahead of us is the Nationals with 52. So we have got to improve our defense as well. We have the second, tied for the worst fielding percentage at .985, fielding percentage with the Nationals and the Indians. Surprisingly, the Nationals and the Indians, two teams that are in the playoff race. ERA, we're 27th in baseball, a 4.33 ERA. Jose Barrios, 3.35 is our leader. Kyle Gibson, 4.23. And blown saves, we are tied for 17th. It seems like we should be worse. But Kevin Segrist has 4 blown saves. As a team, we have 12. And that is middle of the pack in baseball. Runs allowed, 28th in baseball. We've given up 455 runs as a team. Home runs allowed, we are 16th, right in the middle of the pack. We've given up 106 bombs. Jose Barrios with just giving up 10. Gibson's given up 13. Jose De Leon has given up 17. And as a pitching staff, we are dead last in strikeouts at 591. Kyle Gibson is our leader there with 83. Jose Barrios with 81. So that's our All-Star episode here at our Minnesota Twins franchise on the Moldy Cheese Baseball Network.